And then I think for like the rebuilding teams like UW, it's coming. It's coming. So let's pivot there. I'm heading up to Dawgs After Dark right after this conversation. Jedd Fisch in his second season, he's got their spring game. He's going to have a game. I love these teams that keep having games. Jim, is going to be a blast. I'm going to be there. Marcel Reese, myself, Guy Haberman and company. We'll be on the call at night. Excited for a night game. It's a Friday night. It'll feel like high school football. Jedd Fisch did exactly what he did at your alma mater in terms of sending players out to the Greek community, into campus, trying to get people there. There's some energy around this, and there should be. So now I want to give you my eval on this team, and just hear me out. You don't have to be optimistic or pessimistic on year 2 in Jedd Fisch, but we know what he is. We know he's going to be a pristine play caller. We know he knows what he's doing as the CEO of a program. We know the staff, while they had to retool, losing Brennan Carroll and Steve Belichick, I don't think they flinched. They promote from within on the offensive line. They bring in Ryan Walters, former head coach at Purdue, who to me is kind of like a Justin Wilcox defensive mind for those out west. They're going to be just fine there. When I kind of get to 30,000 feet on my prep for this spring game, they have a big time playmaking college quarterback right now in Damon Williams. I don't know if he's an NFL player yet, but in college football and in the Big Ten, he's big time. He's a top third quarterback in the league, and he's different than everybody in the league. He just is in terms of his athleticism and how he can spin it. They got a top 5 running back in Jonah Coleman in all of college football. I don't think you can debate that. And he totally changed his body. Look no further than social media or tune in our broadcast. We'll show this side by side. Tight end room has a bunch of promise. Get Quinton Moore back, after just a gnarly, freaky type of injury thing early on in game 1. Wide receiver, at first you're like, I don't know, and then you start thinking of the Big Ten, and you're like, no, they're probably in the top third of the league in 18 teams. Denzel Boston coming off of an injury. They got some young players, some transfers. Can't wait to evaluate. That's a big question mark. I want to see that on Friday night. Offensive line, 100% is going to be better. 100% is going to be better. They're bringing Carver Willis, transfer from Kansas State, to play what I think will be the left tackle position. They got 4 tackles that have all started at the Power 4 level. They're going to be better on the interior. They recruited well from freshmen. So offensive line is going to be 100% better. And again, I go back to the play caller, Jedd Fisch knowing what not to do, right? Couldn't stop Oregon last year. I think they had 10 sacks against Damon Williams in his first start. That's not going to happen again. Okay, let's flip it to defense. D-line, I think it's improved. Linebackers, they have improved, and they add, I think, a tackling machine in Buda Alukta, former Washington State Coug. Corners, you know these guys, Takario Davis and Ephesians Prysock. Takario Davis, Ephesians Prysock did not have the season that I think everyone thought they might have in year 1 with Brent Brennan or year 1 in Seattle, but they're both 6'4". They both have played for the same guy in the secondary. Like I think they're going to be just fine. Safety is TBD, but they bring in a couple players via the portal, and they're going to develop a couple guys. CJ Christian is a big guy, came in from FIU. Alex McLaughlin, I'm looking at my board here, transferred from Northern Arizona. So I say all that, and the special teams, they'll be fine. They bring back Grady Gross for another season. They got to find a punter. But you net out on this thing, big picture, and you're like, all right, I don't know if they have real competitive depth. Most teams don't, that aren't Michigan, Ohio State, those teams, Oregon, Penn State in the Big Ten. Do they have a true number 1 receiver? I don't know, but we'll see. Can't wait to find that out. Do they have a freak off the edge? I don't know. Maybe Zach Durfee's that guy once he gets healthy. But overall, this is going to be a much improved team that went to a bowl game last year. I just think they got a shot to do stuff this year. I'm not saying they're going to go win the league, but they're going to be dangerous in year 2 under Jedd Fisch, much like Arizona was dangerous in year 2 and then eventually year 3. You got a quarterback only in his second year. He's coming back again. Having gotten in the weeds, Jim, and coming out of it now, UW is in a much, much healthier position they were a year ago, and a healthier position than I probably thought they would be in, having just read about the team in the offseason versus truly doing the deep dive.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mentioned that UW only had 1 player drafted in this year's draft, but as far as as Jedd is concerned, Arizona had 4 guys picked in this year's draft. 3 of those 4 were his recruits, and that was the most Arizona had since 2008. So as far as what Jedd is going to be telling recruits as far as like, come to UW and play for me. That's where you're seeing that development. It might not have been UW year one, but it was his guys that he saw, come through there to get picked. So just kind of putting a little button on the draft conversation onto to your UW stuff there.
Love it, man. Yeah, I can't wait to get there. I love being around him. I've known him for a long time. We met in Seattle in 2009, both interviewing for the Seahawks. He's been on this show a bunch of times, including throughout the season. We'll get him on again. But I'll give you a full recap report on the way back. I'll make sure I write something up, thoughts from the sky as I'm flying back to LA on a Saturday.